If you're on a growth journey and it feels like your mind and your body are speaking two different languages, this one's for you. Let's talk about real change.
Okay, hey, this is Francisca, and this is my mid-crisis life, and welcome to today's what are we doing again? Monday mindset. Okay, so yesterday I was talking about a recent experience that I had that really helped me to see that change had taken place not just on a cognitive level, not just kind of in my heart with my empathy and all the rest of it, but also in my body, right? And if you want to watch that video, go ahead and click it. It'll be somewhere here. I don't know, right? But I thought it'd be interesting to talk about very quickly why I feel like embodying is more important than understanding. So yesterday I was talking about having loads of tools at my disposal because of the job that I do, because of the type of studying that I've done in my life, and I guess also because of my like general interest in people and how people tick and people's psyches and what makes people do the things they do and all the rest of it, right? And I was talking about how actually sometimes that can just burden you with knowledge. So it can just make you feel like, I know so much, but I can't make any change, right? Which is why I feel like definitely over the past 5 years, there's been a real shift in me understanding that actually emotional intelligence isn't about what happens in your mind. It's about what happens when all three parts are in alignment, when all three parts are congruent, right? So I think it's really important to talk about, firstly, like how we use our body. Yeah? Our body is like a compass. Our body is the thing that is like the navigation system for absolutely everything, right? So it's the thing that tells us when we walk into a room if it feels safe or not. It's the thing that tells us if people have been talking about us when we haven't even been there, right? We can feel it. It can tell us if someone's angry. It can tell us if someone is in pain, right? But it's also a navigation system in the sense of it can tell us what steps we should take next, right? Because there's so much intangible information that's going on around us that we can't see or necessarily hear. We can't feel with the baseline sensors that we have, that our emotional body can pick up on. And that may sound crazy, but I know that there's loads of science out there that agrees with this, right? And I think what's happened is, particularly over the last 100 years or so, is that we as human beings have become so obsessed with progression, right? And we've become so obsessed with our own minds and how our own intellect, right? And how we are so much superior to everything else that's on the earth because we are sentient in a way that maybe other things aren't, right? And we have not just sentience, but we have like this conscious awareness and this ability of abstract thought. So we can imagine things that may or may not happen and make decisions on them. We can use our brain to deconstruct things in a way that isn't, as I say, tangible. It's kind of intangible in the sense of, and it's abstract in the sense of like we are making meaning, right, out of the things that are going on around us, and then we're making decisions based on that. And we think we're so fucking smart, right? And we are, right? It's a very, very intelligent thing to do. But I think it's also very intelligent to be able to like grow from nothing, like, and just turn into a tree. I think it's super intelligent for birds to just know where they're supposed to go, right? Without having any navigation system. And I think it's really intelligent that animals come out walking and just know that that's what they're supposed to do. They know that they're supposed to hunt, right? These are all different types of intelligence. But I think with human beings, the problem is arising because we are leading with our heads when really what we're supposed to be leading with is our hearts, right? Our heart is the thing that is connected to each other and to everything around the world, everything that we come into contact with. It's the thing that has a deeper level of knowing, a deeper level of wisdom than something that we can just kind of logically analyze with our mind. Now, our mind is supposed to follow our heart because our mind has the strategy to be able to put in place the things that our heart knows we should be doing, right? And our body should be being used in this way, in this intuitive way, rather than the logic of the mind, right? So I have a theory of my own because clearly I like theories, right? And for me, the theory is head, heart, body, right? And this is how I think it goes. I think that if anybody wants any chance at real evolution, right, at real personal growth away from the thoughts and the feelings and the patterns and the behaviors and the relationships and all of the shit that you know that's not healthy for you and you really truly want to grow out of that, you have to do it in this order. So you do have to start with your head, right? Because your head has to understand the things that are going on around it. It doesn't mean that you should trust the head to make decisions based on that understanding because it's still lacking depth, right? So it may have clarity, but clarity also comes from depth. right? So we have to understand what's going on to be able to overstand what's going on. So rather than just looking at everything from this subjective point of view, this blinkered point of view, where you think about how things affect you, why things aren't fair for you, why somebody would do that to you, how you're struggling, you start to widen your gaze, to widen your perspective, to have more of an objective perspective, so that you can understand not just your own experience, but other people's experiences, and how all of those things are interlinked and how all of those things interplay, right, on one another. And I think once you have an understanding of those things, it's so much easier for it to drop into your heart, because now you get, oh, okay, that person treated me that way and that was really awful for me. And what they did was fucking horrible, right? But now that I have an overstanding of everything, now I can understand why. Now I can see how maybe they're hurting, how they're struggling, how they didn't feel that they had a choice, where they felt that they were doing what they needed to do to survive or whatever it is, right? And I've done that to other people. Maybe not in the same way, maybe not to the same severity, but I know that I've done that to other people. So how can I not possibly understand somebody else's behavior? And I think once you get that understanding, it's so much easier to then start forgiving other people, to then start empathizing and having compassion and love for people, even people that do you wrong. And I think then if you can love other people that do you wrong, and you realize that you're no different, you're no better, that you've been just as bad in other circumstances, that you've let people down in just the same way, then you begin to be able to forgive yourself. And once you get to that point of like compassionate love, compassionate forgiveness for others and for self, then it is easier to then dispel all the toxins out of your body, because you're not holding on to that subjective viewpoint. You're not holding on to that pain in your heart. So therefore it's easier to get it out of your body. But the thing is that you have to get it out of your body. If you don't, you can think all you want that you understand someone, and you can feel all that you want that you forgive somebody, but faced with the same situation, with the same thing in front of you, with the same hurt inside of you, your body will react the same way. You will still feel fearful, you will still feel angry, you will still feel resentful, you will still feel judgment, you will still feel bitterness, because these compounds, these chemical compounds, are stuck in your body. So you have to get rid of them. And the thing is that if you can go through that process, which takes time and it isn't easy, and certainly letting things go out of your body is, for me anyway, some of the hardest shit that I've ever done. But once I did it, there was this beautiful, beautiful moment of clarity, where I finally just got something, and then something just naturally, automatically just changed in me. Because I think that all of these things need to be in alignment. All of these things need to have integrity. There needs to be an integral rod, like running through all of these things, in order for you then to act not on your base nature, not on your fear, not on your past, but to act as your authentic self and to show up so much more easily as that person, right? And I think that once you get all those things in alignment, that's when real change can actually be embodied in your cells, in every cell of your being, right? Okay, I think that's it. That's all I want to say about that. But if you are interested, firstly, there was a really nice somatic meditation that I did last week, and I'll put the link up here for that. But also, I think that it's helpful to, just as a starting point, begin to be able to feel your feelings, to begin to be able to feel your body, begin to be able to feel your emotions, which is something that I think a lot of people shy away from. But if you feel like, you know what, I think I might be ready for that. I think I might have got to a place of understanding, a place of objectivity. And I think that objectivity has really helped me to forgive this thing or this person or this circumstance or myself. And you feel like you're ready to feel those feelings and to start to, I don't know, experience what's going on in your body, then come back on Thursday for Chrysalis Tools, and we're going to do a really cool little meditation to help with that. But for now, I think that is it. That's it.
Okay, and if you're ready to stop just thinking about it and start feeling it, come back on Thursday for Chrysalis Tools. We're doing a somatic meditation that's designed to help you start to tune into your body, notice what's there, and start building a bridge back to it. No fixing, no forcing, just feeling your way home.